Okay, well, we're back. This is episode 2. Hopefully I don't stutter and slur my words like I did last time. I enjoyed a good laugh at that. I hope everybody else did too. I did not make almost any progress on this car this past week. We got almost 3 feet of freaking snow. I've spent most of my time freaking clearing snow so my wife can get in and out of the driveway, so very minimum work done. I've managed to cut that door shell that was on the car and cut the original door to match it. Didn't have a grinder to kind of grind it and fit it properly. My co-host Andy, he just gave me a grinder from work that hopefully they don't miss and don't ask for it back, because I'm going to work the hell out of it. And other than that, all I really did was removed the transmission hump section of the floor, which, much to my surprise, all I had to do was lift it up and pull it out because it wasn't even bolted in. So I might reuse that, I might not. It all depends on if the transmission I end up going with fits under there. It should, but who knows. But where I don't have much to say about the car, we're going to take you over here and show you my other pride and joy. This here is a 1986 Harley Sportster. Now I know what y'all are thinking. It's a Sportster, it's a chick's bike. Well, I'm going to give you a little education right now. Sportster started as a race bike. It was Harley Davidson's answer to the British motorcycles, the Japanese motorcycles coming in and winning on these racing circuits. So they designed the Sportster as a high-performance race bike. So, you know, it's not a chick's bike. And last I knew, chicks ride all sorts of bikes. They ride Fat Boys, they ride crotch rockets, whatever they want. So, you know, this sexist stuff needs to stop, because Sportster's a really nice bike. This one here started off as an 883. It's since been converted to a 1200 top end with original 883 bottom end. It's got a race cam in it, a race carburetor. When I got the bike, it didn't have blinkers. It had drag bars for handlebars. Very uncomfortable bike to ride. I put 10-inch ape hangers on it. Got the blinkers put on it. If you come over here, I made a custom exhaust for it, all by my little self. I even wrapped it with heat tape to hide my horrible welds. They do not make this exhaust system for this bike, so obviously I had to. I took 2 sets of drag pipes, cut them up, and made the dual shotgun exhaust. It's got a Ultima R2 race carburetor on it, and this bike is so much fun to ride. I call it a no-chop bobber because there was no hacking of this bike to make it look like this. It's got an aftermarket fat bob tank or quick bob tank, whichever it may be. It's a great bike. Love it. Still got to have a little more work done, put a new clutch in it. That doesn't want to work, so I got to take it over to my mechanic buddy that works on Harleys. That's B&D Cycles over in Falmouth, or Scarborough. And he's going to redo that for me, possibly put a bigger speedometer on it, because let's face it, my speedometer is like the size of a dollar coin. You're going down the road, you can't see that damn thing. You're sitting there trying to guess, you know, get behind slow people and hope to God they're doing the speed limit. So, anyways, enough about this. This is my pride and joy. My wife Heather, I'm trying to teach her how to ride it. She hasn't laid it down yet, so that's a good thing. She hasn't made it out of the driveway either, but she's trying like hell. She's stubborn, so she'll get it. Now we're going to go over here behind us. This is we're going to call it Army Green Yamaha. I call it the Bomber, and this is its owner, the Tattoo Virgin, Andy Leo. So Andy, what year is this bike?
It's a 1981 Yamaha Midnight Special 850 Triple. It is literally my first bike, and take a look at it. It's definitely in need of a lot of work.
Okay, so can you tell me a little bit about this wonderful key you've got here?
It's pretty universal. It's, judging by the looks of it, it's a yellow-handled flathead screwdriver.
Okay. Who'd you buy
the bike?
Who'd you buy the bike off?
Got it from one of my buddies who'd had it kicking around. Last time it was on the road that I know of was 2003, so it's been sitting in all kinds of weather for quite a while.
Okay, well, I see we've got the carburetors off the back here. Hi, did you open those up and take a look?
Long story.
Long story. So you're telling me they need to be rebuilt?
Oh, totally.
Totally. Okay. Well, what about the electrical system?
That's fucked just as well. Cosmetic-wise, oh yeah, it needs quite a bit.
Now, are you going to totally restore the bike, or are you just going to get it running and operating and?
Get it running and operating first, and see how much money I can scrounge up later.
Okay. Well, so far looking at prices for parts, I mean, is it an expensive bike to work on?
Unfortunately, yes.
Really? You wouldn't think these older. Now, I got a question here.
Hey, you're talking to a guy who thinks $10 is a substantial fund.
Yeah, okay, I understand that. Now, everybody thinks that foreign bikes are so much faster than American bikes because they weigh less. I have personally taken this bike out of an old pop-up camper trailer. I had to dig this bike out by myself. It almost doubles the amount of weight that my Sportster weighs. It is unbelievable how heavy this bike is. But it is not seized, so that's a good thing. You can kick it over. Right now it spits oil because we put oil in the cylinders just to make sure they didn't get rusted from humidity and whatnot. We'll have Heather do a walk around here. It's definitely a project. Now, when we do the paint job, are we going to airbrush the words "You're the Camel" on it?
Got me.
I think that'd be a nice thing.
Yeah, it'd be different, I'll give you that much.
Well, different is what you're going for, isn't it?
That's kind of extreme.
Okay, see, the problem is I'm trying to convince him to get it running and get it on the road and leave it looking the way it is because it actually fits his personality. He's a metal scrapper, repurposes things that you wouldn't believe. You know, it just fits him. But unfortunately, he wants to go kind of the other direction. He wants something that's not going to fit his personality. So we're kind of up in the wings here on this. At least you got the...
Hey, whatever I wind up doing, it's going to be very unique.
Why do I have a feeling this thing's going to be wired by 100% recycled wire?
Thought it already was.
I'll tell you, I've never seen a bike with 3 freaking different coils on it. It's only a 3-cylinder. This thing's got 3 different coils on it. That means each cylinder has its own coil. That is ridiculous.
And at least one of them worked. We've determined that.
Yeah, one of us got zapped. Don't let him fool you. You know, you can pretty much hand crank this. As you just saw, the bike lurched forward, trying to kill me. But, we might get some progress done on this. We're just waiting on Andy to actually come up with money for parts. It's got 3 carburetors on it. The 2 outside carburetors got water in them. They're all rusted. They need to be completely gutted, probably homed out, rebuilt. Luckily, we can still get the rebuild kits. 1 carburetor is almost completely fine. But we got a long ways to go on this bike. It's probably going to have to completely be rewired. Haven't been able to track down a wiring harness. Parts are fairly readily available, so it's pretty much waiting on his pocketbook to open up, and then we'll start working on this too. We'll give you updates on that. We'll be giving you updates on the 86 Sportster. Probably get some good riding videos in for this summer if I think of it. Trying to get a GoPro camera so we can tag that along with us and have some fun. Maybe hook up with some local riding groups here. Pretty much. Hopefully we'll get some more progress done on the Dodge now that we've got a grinder, and I'm also working on the other side of the Dodge. Can't really see it because it's too close to everything on the other side of the shop. I've got everything marked on the door pillar to be cut out, but I'm going about it differently on the other side due to the mistakes that I've made on this side. So hopefully that pays out for me, and with any luck, by next week, maybe longer, maybe 2 weeks, we'll be able to show you all the spoils and the plunder that we're getting from the DeSoto that we're picking up. So with that in mind, you know, like, subscribe, and you can even follow us on Facebook at Angel Customs. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next week.